Hey everyone, in this video we're going to read the next chapter of Attack of the Tiger. Chapter 2, Toasting Peanut Butter. My dad's a reporter for the Cedar Valley Gazette. He works every day, even when he's not supposed to. He has a cubicle at the Gazette with pictures of me tacked up everywhere and a bubblegum dispenser that only costs a penny. My mom writes missile tracking software. She's got a computer at home and another one at Tech Key, the company she works for. She works both places so she can be home when I am, since I've got no brothers or sisters or even a hamster to keep an eye on me. I tell her I'm halfway through the fifth grade and can take care of myself, but she doesn't believe me. She always says the same thing. You're not old enough, Nolan. She's just what every superhero wants to hear. But one Monday morning, Mom was all stressed out about a project deadline at work. So I said, "Don't worry about getting home for me, Mom. I can take care of myself after school." "No, Nolan, you're not old enough." "Mom, I am too." "No." She was packing my lunch, but she kept dropping things on the floor. First the baggies, then a knife, then the box of plastic spoons. I handed the stuff up to her, saying, "I'll come straight home, do my homework, watch the Gecko and Sticky. Everything will be fine." "I don't know, Nolan." "Wow, something other than no." I jumped up and said, "I can take care of myself, Mom. Let me prove it." She shot a worried look at the clock. "Start by proving you can make your own breakfast while I clean this up." "Sure." I started zooming around the kitchen. Egos out of the freezer? Check. Peanut butter out of the cupboard? Check. Butter knife out of the drawer? Check. I smeared peanut butter all over two Egos. I love peanut butter, and especially on waffles. Yum. Egos in the toaster? Check. Toaster on medium? Check. Toaster lever down? Check. Nolan? Nolan? Yes, Mom? I was getting down a plate. "Nolan!" she screamed as she yanked up the toaster lever. Egos went flying. She grabbed them out of the air. "Nolan Bird, how many times have you seen me make waffles?" Uh, a lot. Hundreds? Probably, I agreed. Thousands? Thousands? I asked. No, thousands means you would have to make me Egos every day for a minimum of 5.48 years. And I don't think, Nolan! She wagged my waffles at me. "Have you ever seen me put the peanut butter on before I toasted them?" I think those waffles would have come singing at me like peanut butter frisbees if Dad hadn't come into the kitchen. "Good morning," he said, then checked us both over. "Uh-oh." "Uh-oh is right," Mom said. "Take a deep breath, Eve," my dad said to her. A deep, deep breath. He took the waffles from her and inspected them. Peanut butter on, waffles frozen. Hmm. He turned to me. "Trying to make your own breakfast this morning, Nolan?" I nodded. Mom was taking deep breaths, but it wasn't helping much. "He's trying to show me that he can take care of himself." Dad pulled two new waffles from the Eggo box and said to me, "Toast first, champ. Butter later. Otherwise, the peanut butter melts and drips in the toaster and makes a stinky mess. Or starts a fire," Mom added. Dad held the new waffles out to me. "Try it again." So I did, and I didn't ruin the toaster, didn't burn down the house. The waffles came up a perfect golden brown. Dad seemed to be fine. He even microwaved the first two waffles and gobbled them up. But Mom barely ate anything and didn't say a word. Then Dad's pager went off. He checked the number and said, "That's Mr. Silch," and got up to call him back. Mom sighed, then sighed again and looked at me. "I'm sorry, Mom," I said. She touched my cheek with her hand and said, "I just worry, honey. You are so smart, but sometimes I'm afraid you're living in your own world." "But Mom, it was just a little mistake." She sighed some more, and then Dad came back saying, "Looks like I'll be doing a piece on graffiti." Mom turned to him. "Graffiti? In Cedar Valley?" Some hotshots sprayed red paint all over the shops in Old Town Square. "Gang graffiti?" "No, Apparently, it's some childish picture in a long line of red paint. How are you going to make a story about a long line of red paint? I asked him. Dad shrugged. I'll interview the shop owners. I'm sure they'll give me a lot to work with. He looked from me to Mom and said, We okay here? She nodded. Of course. We just take it one little step at a time. She gave me a worried smile. Right, honey? I was dying to say, I'm not a baby, Mom. Maybe I don't know how to make my own breakfast. Maybe I button things wrong or tie them backward. Maybe I miss whole conversations because I'm thinking about something else. But under all that, I'm Shredderman. I've saved Cedar Valley Elementary from the evils of Bubba Bixby. I'm strong and I'm smart and I'm brave. I'm a cyber superhero. What's toasting an ego compared to the fight for truth and justice? But I couldn't tell her. It's against the superhero rules to give away your secret identity. It must be. That's why they call it a secret identity. So I just tried to smile back and said, toast first, butter later. She gave me a kiss on my superhero forehead. That's my boy. I wiped it off, then heard the morning bell ring across the street. School was open. Morning recess had begun. I zoomed out of my bathroom. I brushed my teeth. I zoomed up to the bedroom. I grabbed my backpack. I zoomed to the kitchen. I snagged my lunch. I zoomed out the front door calling, Love you, Mom. Love you too, honey, Mom called back. See you after school. But the minute I zoomed onto campus, I could tell that something was wrong. What it was turned out to be a whole lot worse than toasted peanut butter.